Do you know that a rhino-like Siberian unicorn once roamed among humans, which scientists recently discovered in Kazakhstan? Or that the Megalodon, often thought to be just a myth, was actually real? And what about the giant beaver fossils found by scientists in America and Canada? Our planet was once home to creatures that seem like they come straight out of a fantasy book. Welcome back to another amazing episode of Forever Green. Today, we're going to show you 20 incredible creatures that once walked the earth, swam in its oceans, and flew in its skies. And we have the proof to show you that these animals were real. So make sure to watch till the end because we have an eagle so massive, it'll absolutely blow your mind. 1. Siberian unicorn. The Siberian unicorn was a big prehistoric rhinoceros, quite different from today's rhinos. It had a long head, possibly with a large single horn. This animal lived in parts of Eastern Europe and Western Asia. It was around during the late Pleistocene era, which is about 39,000 years ago. This was the same time when Neanderthals and early modern humans were around. The Siberian unicorn shared its habitat with animals like woolly mammoths and saber-tooth tigers. The proof of this creature comes from fossils found in these regions. Its existence was confirmed by the discovery of a skull in Kazakhstan in 2016. Scientists used radiocarbon dating on the skull and found that it was much younger than previously thought, showing that these rhinos lived alongside humans. 2. Megalodon. The Megalodon was an enormous shark, way bigger than any shark alive today. Imagine a great white shark, but much more massive. This shark lived around 23 to 3.6 million years ago during the Miocene and Pliocene epochs. It ruled the prehistoric oceans and didn't live alongside humans. It shared the seas with large marine animals like whales. We know about the Megalodon mainly because of its teeth. These fossilized teeth, some over 7 inches long, have been found all over the world. The largest Megalodon tooth ever found was over 7 inches, which is massive compared to teeth from sharks today. These teeth were first scientifically described in the 1600s. The size and shape of these teeth, much bigger than any living sharks, are clear evidence of the Megalodon's existence and its enormous size. 3. Mastodon. Mastodons were ancient relatives of elephants. They were shorter and stockier than today's elephants, with long curved tusks and a shaggy coat. These creatures lived in North America and parts of Eurasia. They existed from the Miocene era up until about 11,000 years ago during the Holocene epoch. This means they were around at the same time as early human populations and other prehistoric animals like mammoths and giant ground sloths. The evidence of mastodons comes from their fossils, including bones, tusks, and teeth. A notable discovery was made in 1739 by French soldiers near the Ohio River, leading to the scientific recognition of these animals. These remains have helped scientists understand their appearance, behavior, and diet, confirming their place in the prehistoric world. 4. Giant ground sloth. The giant ground sloth was a massive creature that once walked the lands of the Americas. Unlike today's small tree-dwelling sloths, these were enormous, reaching up to 20 feet when standing on their hind legs. They lived from the Pliocene to the end of the Pleistocene epoch, around 2.5 million to 11,000 years ago. They coexisted with early humans and large animals like the mammoth and the saber-toothed tiger. The existence of the giant ground sloth is known thanks to various fossils found in North and South America. One significant discovery was the Freichenhahn Cave in Texas, where the bones of juvenile mammoths, believed to be prey of these giant sloths, were found alongside sloth bones. These fossils, including bones and footprints, paint a clear picture of their size and the environment they lived in. 5. Dire wolf. The dire wolf was a large and powerful canine similar to the modern gray wolf but bulkier. It lived primarily in the Americas. These wolves thrived during the late Pleistocene and early Holocene epochs, about 125,000 to 9,500 years ago. This timeline means they coexisted with early humans and other large mammals like mammoths and saber-toothed tigers. The existence of the dire wolf is well documented through numerous fossils. One of the most significant discoveries was at the La Brea tar pits in Los Angeles, where a large number of dire wolf bones have been found. These remains have helped scientists understand their physical characteristics, showing they were indeed real and a dominant predator of their time. Talking about wolves, don't forget to watch our video on most beautiful wolves in the world on Forever Green. Now let's get back to our video. 6. Quetzalcoatlus. Quetzalcoatlus was a giant pterosaur, a type of flying reptile, not a dinosaur. It's one of the largest flying animals ever discovered. It lived during the late Cretaceous period about 68 million years ago. Quetzalcoatlus didn't live alongside humans but shared its environment with dinosaurs. The first fossils of Quetzalcoatlus were discovered in Texas in 1971 by a geology student, Douglas A. Lawson. The find included a wing bone, which helped identify it as a new species. Further discoveries, including more bones, have given scientists a clearer picture of its size and appearance. These fossils are crucial in proving the existence of such a massive flying creature in prehistoric times. 7. Thylacine, Tasmanian tiger. The thylacine, often called the Tasmanian tiger, was a carnivorous marsupial native to Australia, Tasmania, and New Guinea. It looked somewhat like a large, slender dog with dark stripes across its back and tail. The thylacine lived up to the 20th century, with the last known individual dying in captivity in 1936. It coexisted with early European settlers in Australia and the indigenous populations. The thylacine was extensively documented through photographs, film, and museum specimens. The most famous evidence of its existence is the footage and photographs taken in the early 20th century, including those of the last known thylacine at the Hobart Zoo. Despite its recent extinction, the thylacine remains a symbol of lost wilderness and a cautionary tale of human impact on wildlife. 8. Giant squid. The giant squid is a deep ocean-dwelling squid in the family Archaeoteuthidea, known for its enormous size. It can grow to a tremendous size, with the largest recorded specimen measuring 43 feet in length. These creatures live in deep ocean waters worldwide. They've been known to science since the 18th century, but due to their elusive nature, much of their life remains a mystery. The existence of the giant squid is proven by various strandings and captures, as well as specimens found in the stomachs of sperm whales. The first photographs of a live giant squid in its natural habitat were taken in 2004, and a live individual was first captured on video in 2012. These encounters, along with the study of stranded individuals and carcasses, have provided valuable insights into their size, habitat, and behavior. 9. Woolly Mammoth. The woolly mammoth was a large prehistoric elephant-like creature famous for its long, curved tusks and thick, shaggy coat. It lived in the cold northern regions of North America, Europe, and Asia. Woolly mammoths thrived during the Pleistocene epoch, which lasted from about 2.6 million to 11,700 years ago. They coexisted with early human populations like the Neanderthals and early modern humans, as well as with other large mammals like the woolly rhinoceros and the aforementioned mastodons. The existence of woolly mammoths is well documented through numerous well-preserved bodies found in the Siberian permafrost and in North America. These discoveries, including bones, teeth, and even frozen carcasses with skin and hair, provide clear evidence of their physical characteristics and the cold environments they adapted to. 10. Smilodon. Smilodon, commonly referred to as the saber-tooth tiger, was a prehistoric cat characterized by its long, curved, saber-like canine teeth. It lived in regions of North and South America. Smilodons were around during the Pleistocene epoch from about 2.5 million to 10,000 years ago. They shared their habitat with large mammals like mammoths and mastodons, as well as with early humans. The evidence of Smilodon's existence comes from numerous fossils, including well-preserved skulls, teeth, and skeletons found in various locations. A notable site is the La Brea Tar Pits in Los Angeles, where a large number of Smilodon fossils have been excavated. These remains have been crucial in understanding the physical appearance and hunting methods of these formidable predators. 11. Dodo. The dodo was a flightless bird native to the islands of Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. It was about 3 feet tall and weighed around 20 to 40 pounds. The dodo had a large beak, short stubby wings, and a plump body, making it unable to fly. It lived undisturbed until the 16th century when sailors began visiting Mauritius. The dodo became extinct in the late 17th century, likely due to overhunting by humans and the introduction of invasive species. Evidence of the dodo's existence comes from written and pictorial records by early explorers and later from bones and remains found on Mauritius. The first scientific description of the dodo was made in the early 17th century, and the discovery of a complete dodo skeleton in the 19th century confirmed many aspects of its appearance and biology. Talking about dodo birds, don't forget to watch our video on animals that scientists are trying to bring back in the world. Now let's get back to our video. 12. Protoceratops. Inspiration for Griffin myth. Protoceratops was a small herbivorous dinosaur that lived in what's now Mongolia during the late Cretaceous period, around 75 million years ago. It was about the size of a sheep, with a large frill at the back of its head and a beak-like mouth. Protoceratops lived in a desert environment and was likely a social animal. It's often suggested that Protoceratops fossils might have inspired the myth of the griffin, a legendary creature with the body of a lion and the head and wings of an eagle. The discovery of Protoceratops fossils in the early 20th century, particularly by American paleontologist Roy Chapman Andrews in the Gobi Desert, provided significant insights into this dinosaur's physical characteristics and lifestyle. The well-preserved fossils, including skulls and skeletons, show the distinct frill and beak, making it a notable dinosaur in paleontological studies. 13. Giant beaver. The giant beaver, scientifically known as Castorioides, was a massive beaver species that lived in North America. It was much larger than modern beavers, measuring up to 8 feet long and weighing as much as 220 pounds. The giant beaver existed during the Pleistocene epoch, roughly between 1.8 million and 10,000 years ago. This time frame means it lived alongside mammoths, mastodons, and early human populations. The most compelling evidence for the existence of the giant beaver comes from its fossilized remains. These fossils, including oversized teeth and bones, have been found in various parts of North America, such as Ohio and other parts of the United States and Canada. The discovery of these fossils has helped scientists understand the size and habitat of these extraordinary creatures, confirming their presence in the prehistoric ecosystems of North America. 14. Giant deer. The Irish elk, also known as the giant deer, was a magnificent species of deer characterized by its enormous antlers, which could span up to 12 feet from tip to tip. Despite its name, the Irish elk was not exclusive to Ireland and was found across Eurasia, from Ireland to Siberia. It lived during the late Pleistocene and early Holocene epochs, approximately 11,700 to 7,700 years ago. This period was marked by the coexistence of early human communities and various large mammals. The existence of the Irish elk is confirmed by numerous skeletal remains, particularly its massive antlers found across Europe and Asia. One of the most significant discoveries was made in the 19th century in Ireland, where well-preserved fossils provided clear evidence of its size and distinctive features. These findings have given scientists valuable insights into the life and environment of this impressive species. 15. Plesiosaur. Plesiosaurs were large marine reptiles, not dinosaurs, that lived during the Mesozoic era, specifically from the late Triassic to the late Cretaceous period, around 203 to 66 million years ago. They had long necks, small heads, a streamlined body, and 4 flippers for swimming in the ocean. Plesiosaurs were distributed across the world's oceans, and they coexisted with dinosaurs, though they were not dinosaurs themselves. The proof of their existence comes from numerous well-preserved fossils. The first scientifically recognized plesiosaur fossil was discovered in the early 19th century by Mary Anning in Lyme Regis, England. This and subsequent finds, including complete skeletons, have provided a comprehensive understanding of their anatomy and lifestyle, confirming their existence as real animals of the prehistoric seas. 16. Steller sea cow. Steller sea cow was a large marine mammal similar to today's manatees and dugongs, but much bigger, growing up to 30 feet in length. It lived in the cold waters of the North Pacific, particularly around the Bering Sea and Commander Islands. Steller sea cow was discovered and first described in the 18th century by the naturalist George Wilhelm Steller. This creature was around during a time when explorers and hunters were expanding into the North Pacific. Unfortunately, Steller sea cow went extinct in the 1760s, less than 30 years after its discovery, primarily due to overhunting by humans. The existence of this animal is well documented in Steller's writings, where he described its appearance, behavior, and the circumstances leading to its extinction. No complete specimens have been preserved, but some bones and partial skeletons have been found, providing physical evidence of its existence. 17. Moa. The moa were a group of large, flightless birds that lived in New Zealand. There were several species of moa, with the largest standing up to 12 feet tall and weighing over 500 pounds. They had large necks, strong legs, and no wings or tail. Moas lived during the Thylacine epoch until their extinction around the 14th century. They coexisted with the Haast's eagle, a large predator, and the first humans in New Zealand, the Maori. The existence of moas is well documented through numerous skeletal remains found in New Zealand. The first scientific descriptions of moa bones were made in the early 19th century. These extensive fossil finds, including complete skeletons and eggshells, have given scientists a clear picture of the various moa species, their size, and how they lived. 18. Gigantopithecus. Gigantopithecus was the largest known primate to have ever lived. It was a massive ape standing up to 10 feet tall and weighing as much as 1,200 pounds. This giant ape lived in the forests of what's now India, China, and Southeast Asia. It existed during the Pleistocene epoch about 9 million to 100,000 years ago. Gigantopithecus likely coexisted with early human ancestors, but not with modern humans. The evidence for Gigantopithecus comes primarily from teeth and jaw bones. The first Gigantopithecus fossils were discovered in a Chinese apothecary shop in 1935 by the anthropologist Rolf von Koenigswald, who recognized the enormous teeth and jaws as belonging to a previously unknown species of giant ape. These fossilized remains have helped scientists piece together the probable appearance and diet of Gigantopithecus, confirming its existence as a real creature of the past. 19. Haast's eagle. Haast's eagle was a massive bird of prey that once lived in New Zealand. It was the largest eagle known to have existed, with a wingspan up to 3 meters, about 10 feet, and weighing up to 15 kilograms, 33 pounds. This eagle lived during the Holocene epoch up until about 1400 AD, making it contemporaneous with the early Maori settlers of New Zealand. It preyed primarily on the large flightless moa, which contributed to its size. The extinction of Haast's eagle is closely linked to the extinction of the moa, as it lost its primary food source. The existence of Haast's eagle is evidenced through skeletal remains found in New Zealand. These fossils, first identified in the 1870s by geologist Julius von Haast, have provided a detailed understanding of the eagle's size, hunting capabilities, and its role in the pre-human ecosystem of New Zealand. 20. Basilosaurus. Basilosaurus was an early whale that lived around 40 to 34 million years ago during the late Eocene epoch. Despite its name, which means king lizard, it was not a reptile but a marine mammal. Basilosaurus could reach lengths of 15 to 18 meters, 49 to 59 feet, making it one of the largest marine animals of its time. It inhabited warm seas across the world, including areas of North America, Egypt, and Pakistan. The first fossils of Basilosaurus were discovered in the early 19th century in the United States. Initially, these fossils were mistaken for reptilian, hence the saurus in its name, but further studies revealed their true nature as a prehistoric whale. Numerous well-preserved fossils, including complete skeletons found in places like Egypt, have provided extensive insight into Basilosaurus's anatomy, lifestyle, and its place in the evolution of whales. And that's it for today. See you in the next one on Forever Green, where we'll continue to explore the incredible wonders of our world.